Okay, so today we will talk about Databricks. Okay, how we can perform the streaming in Databricks. So I'll tell you each and everything. Okay, how can you do it freely without paying any money? Okay, and you can learn the streaming in Databricks. So there is a community edition in Databricks. So if you look at in Google and you search for Databricks community edition, so we're going to see this. Okay, so if you can click on this one, Database Community Edition login, so it will ask you for the username password because it's my login. So you can log in without giving any, it's just a simple login with your Gmail account. So if you can do that, you will be able to enter into this welcome to Databricks. Okay, now next thing is you can see this compute. Okay, compute button. So this is where you can start your cluster. So you need to click on the create compute. Okay, I hope you can see that, right? Create compute button. Okay, yeah. So if you click on it, just you need to give the cluster name. Okay, and then you can, so these are all by default, and you can specify the other configuration if you want, and you can click on the create compute. Because my cluster is already running, so only one cluster can be run, okay, freely. So there is no fees for it. Okay, so it's saying active core, 2 cores, 15 GB of memory is there, and there is a UI as well, which I have shown you in the previous videos also. So now you have this cluster ready. Okay, now what you can do is you can go to the catalog. Okay, and catalog there is a create table. You can, if you click on it, okay, you will going to come under this tab, and so my input file usually stores in the streaming data JSON file, and you can see the output as well. So here I'll going to upload all the videos, or sorry, not the videos, but the data. Okay, where is my data? To check. Yeah, so these are the datas which I have created. I think it's there in the documents tab. Let's say, yeah, somewhere was there, right? Yeah, and the admin. So in the admin you can see all these files. Okay, so you can see all these files, and here I am going to upload one of them. Let's say if I am doing it with the file 1. Okay, let's say temp file 2. So if I can simply drop that, so it will going to have that file inside the JSON file, streaming data JSON file, something like this. Okay, so this is done, this is done. I'm just cancelling it out because there is already a tab open, and I'm selecting the streaming data and the JSON file. Okay, now the next thing is, see, I am referencing the the code from this book. Okay, so I am sharing this link from the ORLE. So if you look at this one, where is the book? Yeah, so if you look at this, if you want to read this book, you can read it from the ORLE. And if you don't have the subscription, I have uploaded that this book in my GitHub, so you can directly take it from there. I'll share the link. Okay, so beginning is Spark 3 and with the streamings. Okay, so now I'll share the link with you. Let me share the link with you here only. Okay, so this is my GitHub link that you can take the book from there. So this is the EPUB, but you can search for EPUB to PDF converter if you're not using the Mac. Okay, so you can do that as well. So this is what I have shared with you. Now so this is the I have created a custom class for JSON to file writer. So whatever the input I have, okay, so with each input, with each row, there will be a new file that can be created by this code. So there will be 1 2 3 4 5 files will be there containing the data for each of the rows. Okay, so this is what I have shown you. So temp file, if I open this, okay, yeah, let me share you the, okay, yeah. So what this file contains is, let me open that. Yeah. So this file contains nothing but this data. Okay, so this is the code only for creating the number of files, okay, with that input data, and nothing fancy here. And so this is what most important thing in streaming. So every time you need to clear the checkpoints, okay, checkpoint, because it usually keep track of the Spark memory. Okay, so whatever the data input you are entering into the Spark, okay, it will be stored in the intermediate table. It will have that offset means the tracking of where it left, where it is now. Okay, so next time if you run it on the same cluster, even if it is shut down, then you restarted it, and once it restarted it, it will going to restart from the one that is previously shut down. Okay, so if you don't want that, you need to remove the files. So this is the way you can remove the files from these location. Okay, so JSON file I have shown you. See, this is the JSON file where I am putting all the files, input files. So if you want to remove that, similarly output, similarly checkpoint location. So I'm removing everything from the tables. Okay, this is not needed. Just if you want to remove the file individually, you can do that, but let me remove it. Okay, so I'm attaching the cluster, and it will going to remove all the files from the my file location, which is this one. Okay, now these are the two things which I wrote, but it didn't work out, because what I'm doing here is I am putting the JSON files. Okay, so let's say this file 1 file1_.json will contain all this data, and we're going to dump this file into the output location, which is where is the output location is the JSON file, same. Okay, so through code I was just dumping the file in this location, but my streaming is also running, so it won't allow me to run this code. Okay, I can run it in sequentially, but not parallelly. Okay, so that's why there is no use of that code. This one is, yeah, I'm just displaying the data of the JSON file location, so this is also not needed. Now here comes the streaming part. Okay, so in the streaming you can see I have took this example from this book I have shown you. So what they are doing is, so they have this schema which is ID, action and TS, and this is the input file. Okay, so we are reading it, we are reading the stream from this input location, which is a JSON file. So let's say if I am putting temp file_2, so it will going to read that file in the mobile SSD data frame. Okay, and then I am doing the group by and then count group by window, okay, of 10 minutes. So what will happen is I am passing only 3 inputs, right, ID, action and TS, but in the output you will going to see that it is going to create a window of 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes I'll show you when I run that. And then the action, okay, action is nothing but this one. So I'm grouping by action and the window. Okay, if I remove this, so it will be a simple group by, right? But if I'm adding the window of 10 minutes, so there will be a new column added with the window and window of 10 minutes. Okay, I'll show you. and here I'm not doing anything. I'm just using the output mode as complete because I want to display all the data which is there in the memory, okay, Spark memory, and same data will be going to show, okay, every time. Same data means it will going to output whenever it receive the file. It will just dump the data into the console and truncating as false. Okay, so let me run that quickly and let's see. Not found value window. Okay, somewhere we missed the let me check if it has. Somewhere we missed the window. Okay, error not found value window. Let me check if I have anything here. Okay, I'll copy all this and see if it runs. Yeah, it's saying path not found, file stored, JSON file. Okay, yeah, because we have not inputted, we have not created any directory. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do make directories. Okay, yeah, I'll make the directories. Okay, so this is the JSON file which got created. Now if I run those, it should work. Okay, now yeah, so it's working now. Okay, the streaming is still running and it is waiting for the data to come. So let's put the data in the JSON file. So I have already created the file, okay, with this temp file underscore 1.json and 2.json. so let me run those one by one and let's see what happens. So even if it is there, we can remove this file. Let me put let's say 3 files together. Okay, I'll show you what will be the data. So 10 15 10 22 and 10 33. Okay, so these 3 files I have added. Let's see, and the data that I have entered is this one, 3 files with 10 15 10 22 and 10 33. Okay, so window is 10 minutes, so it will be 10 0 to 10 15 of one window. Okay, 10 to 10 15 of one window. Okay, similarly 15 to 30 and similarly 30 to 40. Okay, so but our actual time is this 15 22 and 33. Okay, so let's see what happened. So as you can see, we don't have the schema of window. Okay, as you can see, this is id, action and ts. So we don't have the data column for the window, so it has created 2 windows. Okay, one for the 10 10 to 20 10 20. Okay, because we have data for 15 20 or 30, right? As you can see here, we have data for 15 22 and 33. So it has created the window for, so it's up to the Spark, okay, of creating the window based on the data. So 10 10 is there, so it will accommodate 10 15 data, similarly 22 data, and similarly for the other row, other window, it will accumulate 33 data, 10 to 33 is data. Okay, so as you can see, we have 3 windows created and each having the count as 111. Okay, now what happened if I put the other files? Okay, let's say I am putting 1029 data. Okay, timestamp is 1029. So 1029, so which window it will going to fall? 1029 less than 30, right? So it will going to come under this window. Okay, because the output mode is complete, so it will going to display all the output. Okay, see, this is come under 2. I don't think I have added the watermark here. Okay, so let's say if there is no watermark, okay, and if I'm going to put the data belongs to the 1010, okay, 1010 to 1020 window without watermarking. Watermarking is used to discard the event, discard the data, discard the processing of that particular file, okay, based on the latest timestamp. So here the latest timestamp is the last entry of the data, okay. So last entry of the data was 1033, correct, or sorry 1029, because we have input this file 6 which contain the 1029 of data, okay. So now if I'm inputting the 1029, this is the latest timestamp, and if I have entered, if I have given the input, the last input is that one, then the timestamp would be 1033, okay. So whatever the last file it has, it will going to have that latest timestamp, okay. So let me put the data, okay, of this particular window 1010 to 1020, which means I'm going to input this data, okay, 1011:35, and will fall under the window of 1010 to 1020 window, okay, right. So you will going to see that 1010 to 1020 window will going to update it as 2. So this should come as 2, okay. Yeah, this should come as 2. Let's see. So I'm inputting the data, late data, okay. Yeah, just wait for a couple of seconds. Yeah, so you're going to see 2, okay, because the output mode was complete, that's why it is displaying all the records. If it is updated, so it will going to show you only the one, that the data that has been updated only, okay. So let's see that I'm stopping this window, okay. Now let's move on to the other data, which is IoT schema data, okay. This is the example of the sliding window. So now we have seen this tumbling window of 10 minutes. So starting from 1010 to 1020, okay, one window. The next window will be 1020 to 1030, okay, and 1030 to 1040, right. So there is a gap, there is a sequential gap, okay. But in this sliding window, let's see what window it will going to create. So this is where the change happen. So if I'm going to put the 5 minute of window, so let's do one thing, okay. In the same data, I'm adding 5 minute, okay. Data is same, okay. So let's see what will going to happen in here, okay. So let me run this. Okay, now it is running. So what we need to do is this is complete, right. So before running we need to see, yeah, so before, we don't want to compute the previous data, so we need to remove all the files, okay, and the checkpoints. So now the checkpoint has been removed, and let me close this one. So with sliding window, let's discuss this in the other video, okay, otherwise the video will be long.